want to make a couple of quick introductions. In the house tonight, we have with us Dad John Sellers, the Grand Master of D-Malay International, and his lady, Mom Kelly Sellers. Along with him, we also had the Grand Senior Counselor, Dad Terry Peters, and his lady, Mom Peters. And then we also have my Congress advisor, who will absolutely make fun of me for that later, Dad John Hayden. So, moving along with the program here, I really wanted this to be simple. I really wanted this to be quick and easy. Hopefully, if you know anything about me, you know that I'm not totally huge on pomp and circumstance, but there is one exception to that. I want to take my time tonight to be able to give the flower talk to my lovely mother right up here. So, if you wouldn't mind coming front and center, you don't have to come up onto the stage, but if you'd like to come up here, bring your seat with you if you'd like. And actually, if there is anybody else, any young men who have not received this and their mothers in the room tonight, I also hope you to come up front along with my mom. No takers. All right.
You can't deny me my authority there.
My brothers, you have just been permitted to take upon yourselves the name of one of the world's most heroic knightly figures. Now you can say, I am a D-Malay. To be deemed worthy of the privilege of entering into the comradeship of the great army of youth, both here and abroad, who have dedicated themselves to the ideals of Jacques D-Malay, demonstrates our confidence that the finest of your purposes will guide your development into the highest type of manhood. To be accepted as a D-Malay is, therefore, an honor, of which any young man may be justly proud. In being received into our ranks, you have been instructed in the 7 cardinal virtues of this great order. We hope you have been deeply impressed with the lessons they teach. There is no better foundation on which to build your character and future life than the practice of those virtues. The Order of D-Malay teaches many beautiful lessons, but none is more important than honor and true respect for womanhood, and more especially for motherhood. It is fitting, therefore, that you have been called upon to stand again before this altar in a few moments of special emphasis upon the virtue which has been given first place among the jewels adorning the crown of youth, filial love. For my purpose now, this altar is dedicated to our mothers, whose love never fails. You may rise to positions of great influence in commercial, political, or professional life, but you can never reach the heights of your mother's secret hopes for you. You may sink into the lowest depths of infamy and degradation, but never below the reach of your mother's love. The memory of it will always stir your heart. There is no man so entirely base, so completely vile, so utterly low, that he does not hold in his heart a shrine sacred and apart for the memory of his mother's love. Were I to draw you a picture of love divine, it would not be that of a stately angel with a form that is full of grace, but a tired and toil-worn mother with a grave and tender face. It was your mother who loved you before you were born, who carried you for long months close to her heart, and in the fullness of time took God's hand in hers and passed through the valley of shadows to give you life. It was she who cared for you during the helpless years of infancy and the scarcely less dependent years of childhood. As you have grown less dependent, she has done the countless thoughtful, trouble-healing, helpful, and encouraging things which only mothers seem to know how to do. You may have accepted these attentions more or less as matters of course, and perhaps without conscious gratitude or any expressions of your appreciation. You are rapidly approaching the time in life when you will be entirely dependent of your mother. The ties with which dependency has bound you to her may be severed as you grow old, but the tie of mother love can never be broken. Thinking back upon the years of your life when you have reached the threshold of manhood, your mother might well say, in the words of the poet, "My body fed your body, son, but birth's a swift thing. Compared to 1 in 20 years of feeding you with spirit's tears, I could not make your mind and soul, but my glad hands have kept you whole. Your groping hands bound me to life with ruthless bands, and all my living became a prayer while all my days built up a stair for your young feet that trod behind, that you in aspiring way should find. Think you that life can give you pain, which does not stab then me again? Think you that life can give you shame, which does not make my pride go lame? And you could do no evil thing, which sears not me with poison sting. Because of all that I have done, remember me in life, O son. Keep that proud body, fine and fair. My life is monumented there. For my life, make no woman weep. For my life, hold no woman cheap, and see you give no woman scorn for that dark night when you were born." These flowers, which you see on our altar, are symbols of that mother love. The white, the love of the mother who is gone, and the red, the mother who still lives to bless your life. Far in the dim recesses of her heart, where all is hushed and still, 'tis here she keeps a shrine. 'Tis here she kneels in prayer, while from above long shafts of light upon her shine. Her heart is flower fragrant as she prays, a quiver like a candle flame. Each prayer takes wing to bless the world she works among, to leave the radiance of the candles there. We want each of you to take a flower from this altar. If your mother has passed over to the other shore, you will choose a white flower and keep it always sacred to her memory. May the sight of it always quicken every tender memory of her and strengthen you anew in your efforts to be worthy of her hopes and aspirations for you. If your mother is living, you will choose a red flower. When you go home tonight, give it to your mother. Tell her it is our recognition of God's best gift to a man, his mother's love. Take her in your arms and say, "Mother, I've learned a great lesson tonight. The ceremonies have helped me realize more fully how much you really mean to me. I am going to try to show you daily how much I appreciate the sacrifices you have made and the love and care you give me. Someday you'll find that flower, I know not where, perhaps in her Bible or prayer book or some other sacred place, the silent witness to what this night has meant to the one whose love for you, her son, is beyond the comprehension of any son." My brothers, each of you will please take a red or white flower from the altar. At this point, if any of you would like to come up, grab a rose for your mother, I welcome you to grab any of these. DeMolay can ask no more of you than that you shall endeavor so to live as to be worthy of your mother's love. Thank you, guys. Less tears than I thought. That worked out. I love my mom, man. She's awesome. So at this point, again, I just really want to say thank you to everybody who's been here. If I sat up here and I gave thank yous to everybody, we wouldn't be here until this time tomorrow. But more than anything, thank you to my lovely mother. She was so strong-headed and so willing to do anything for me. I am so incredibly grateful for everything that you have done for this night and for every other night for the past almost 21 years. You have put up with your fair share of crap for me, and you have loved me through all of it, and I'm very, very lucky. I want to thank all of my family for being here tonight, and all of my extended family, whether they're blood or not, or whoever you may be. I really cannot thank you for everything that all of you have done over the course of my life. The man I am today just would not be me if it weren't for the influence of all of you, so I really, truly thank you. Last thing, I want to thank the Grand Line, Dad Haney, Dad Sellers, for everything that you have done for me over the course of the year. I know it happens on both ends, that when the elections are coming along, whoever's coming in for Grand Master and whoever's coming in for Congress officers are both asking the same question: is this guy going to be cool, or is this year going to suck? And I am so lucky that I've never had to ask myself that question. You know, this year with all of you has been absolutely incredible. I have got to go all over the world, all over the country, and every single moment of it we have laughed harder than I ever have in my life, and we have really done something worth the time, and we have made a difference. So thank you, seriously, for everything. With that, we're going to try to move on. We're going to wrap this thing up. I know a couple of you are standing in the back, so I want to make sure that you don't have to stay for too long. The last order of business for the night, there is going to be a raffle to pie myself and all the state officers, Dad Bales, Asha and Keeney, your state sweetheart in this conclave, pie all of us in the face. You will see in the back, there is a little raffle booth. All of the ticket prices will be posted back there. The way that this will work is that once we start getting toward the end of the night, we're going to draw 3 out of every box, and the 3 lucky winners are the ones that get to embarrass us publicly. So that'll work out great. So with that, I also want to make note that all the money that is going in tonight will be going toward, I had to name it after myself because I just have to be cool for just a minute, the Cooper Crabtree Path Forward Scholarship. And what that would be for is for young men who would not otherwise be able to afford to go to Conclave, go to Winterfest, DLC, other regional events that are important to the DeMolay experience. Growing up, especially when I was coming into DeMolay at 12, every suit that we had found, we had dug through Goodwill and garage sales and all that and the other to make sure that we had everything that I needed. And I was given a lot of support from a lot of people to make sure that I got to go everywhere that I was able to be for the past 9 years. And with that, I want to make sure I want to repay the favor to another young man who may not be able to get the same experience I have had. And quite frankly, financial need should never be the reason a young man does not get to participate in this organization. So this will be an anonymous application. Chapter dads will be applying into this on the behalf of their young men, and from there we'll have conversations to make sure that they are getting the financial aid that they need, and this will be managed by Oklahoma DeMolay. This will all be taken care of, and every conclave, I would like to say probably every conclave, but at least annually, I'm going to make a report on how much money has come in, how much money has gone out, how many young men we've been able to help, and ensure that there is transparency within this. With that being said, I hope you're willing to donate some money tonight. Let's send some kids to Conclave. Let's send some kids to Winterfest. We are also selling Mom Kelly Sellers pins that have the red and the white rose, which are super beautiful. And if you don't have one for your mom, you should go get one. But those will also be going toward the scholarship as well. So with that being said, I hope you consider donating. I want to make sure that the young men are taken care of, and I hope that this is something that we can push for years to come. With that being said, I think we're just about done with this part of the night. If it's not evident, we're gonna have a band tonight. We're gonna sing, we're gonna get to dance, we're gonna get to play around, eat some good food, which will be rolling out here in a little while. And other than that, just enjoy each other's company and have a good time doing what we do. So as we wrap up these front couple of rows of tables, we are going to need to move off to the side to make sure that people have some room to come up and kind of be in front of the band. If you want to dance, just make sure you get to dance, and you don't have to do it in between the cracks and crevices of the tables. So if you're willing to lend a hand, help me just pull this couple of front rows out, and we will be good. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for everything. God bless y'all. Thank you for everything for the past 9 years. You were awesome. I'm done.